Hello, everyone. We're going to do a short demonstration on loading your images to Blogger. So let me go ahead and share screen here so that we may begin with our conversation. So first things first is we're going to create a folder that includes all of the elements of the project in and of itself. This is really important to kind of organize everything first. So what I have here in this folder is, in fact, a collection of all of the images that I have chosen to go into the posting. Now, how do I know what images to post? How do I choose all of those things? So inside the handout, and I have an image of the handout here, which we'll bring up. On the handouts here, what we have, hopefully you'll be able to see this. Maybe I can zoom in on it just a little bit here. You'll see for each of these 5 characteristics, what we have are the amount of images that you are looking to do. So for direction, you're looking to choose 9 images out of all of the images for direction that you've shot. So presumably you've shot dozens of photographs while doing the direction experiment. You know, you're moving around from number 2, 3, 4, and each time you move to each of those positions, you've been taking lots of photographs to explore the lighting from that direction. So from that group of dozens of images, you're selecting 9 of them. In this case, you're going to be selecting 1 from each of those positions, which there are 8 positions, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you'll choose the 9th from wherever you happen to be. The next would be intensity. So intensity, again, you're choosing 6 images. Now, if you come down here, you can see that what we're looking for is listed in the individual description of each of the exercises. So here you can see shoot dozens and select 6 for the posting, shoot dozens and select 9 for the posting. So I'm repeating the instructions both here in the scenarios descriptions, but also up here in the sort of tab heading, so that you can look either way to how many you're choosing. So in this case, it says create shape and volume. This is describing what it is that you're doing with the intensity. But here you're saying just select 6 for the posting. Here with temperature, again, you're selecting 9 for the posting. When there's very specific ones that I want you to choose from, I'll give you those very specific instructions. For instance, I'm asking you to choose 1 from each of the different positions here on direction. Intensity, I'm just going to ask you to identify the ratio. Is it a 1 to 2, a 1 to 4? Remember, that's 1 being the key light, 4 being the fill light. I'll type that in when I get to the blog, so on and so forth. So contrast 6 for the posting, hardness 6 for the posting. So that's where you're going to get the amounts of how many images you're posting. So if we, look at all of these, that's 18 plus 18. So we've got 36 images that we're posting total for your first project. For the 5 characteristics, there'll be 36 images posted. So it's 9 from direction, 6 intensity, 9 temperature, 6 contrast, and 6 hardness, right? Okay, so I've put inside this folder, I've just got 3 images, but you'll have all of the images you intend to post for that project. Now, as you're gathering them, you're going to be gathering them and looking at a lot of images, and you're going to drag them into this folder from your memory card on a computer. You'll want to name them, or rename them anyway, so that you can identify what they are. So to rename them, it's actually quite simple. With even with a Mac or a PC, you simply select the image like I'm doing right now, just clicking on it once. Select the image, and then hesitating, you select a second time on the type. So what I'm doing is I'm selecting the image and then selecting it again on the title. So again, select the image, select the word that highlights the title, and now I can change that to something like, I'll just call this direction. And I'll say this is 02, meaning direction position 2. I am using a 0 in front of that. The reason I use zeros in front of that is so that it identifies 0 as being just number 2. Otherwise, if I didn't put a 0 there, it would think number 2 is a bigger number than 10, because a computer always looks at the first number to identify its position in terms of numerics. So if it sees a 1, then it's always going to put a 1 earlier than a 2. So if it sees a 1, 0, it's going to say that's a smaller number than 2. So we always put a 0 there to identify the single digit numbers. That way we'll always know, the computer won't mistake in it. So we'll call this direction 03. And again, I'm identifying these for the positions, and we'll call this direction 04. So we'll just pretend that those are our direction images. So now I have all of those there. We'll also just imagine that I have all of my other photos loaded up into this folder. Now I'm ready to go up to Blogger and start doing my entry. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in and type in blogger.com. So blogger.com is where you're going to go to get onto Blogger. Now, all of you should be authors to our blog. That is Art276, Fall Art276. If you're not signed in, you'll need to sign in to the account. So you might have to come over here to sign in to your Google account. So it will identify that, hey, you are a member of this, this blog. Right below it, you see new post. This is designed not to be complicated. It's designed to be relatively simple. So when you're ready to post, you go to new post. So you say create new post, and what will happen is, as it's creating the new post, we'll give it a moment. I'm not sure exactly why we're stalling. It could be that we have a bit of a lag on my computer end here. We'll give it just a moment. There it is. I'm in my office, so therefore it can sometimes lag a little bit. I have a questionable Wi-Fi inside here. Okay, so now I have the interface here. And if this sort of looks like an email interface, like, you got a title and you've got a body down here where you can type stuff, you're exactly right. It is basically like what an email would look like. And so what do you do with an email? The first thing you do is you put a subject heading, and you address it, but it's already addressed. But you put a subject heading. Without a subject heading, it's very difficult for anyone to identify what the email is about. Without a subject or a title heading for your blog, we don't know what it's about. You're always going to title your postings your name, underscore, and then the title of the project. So I'm going to put Alexander underscore, and then I'm going to put 5 characteristics demo, right? So that's my title. Now I'm ready to begin uploading images to the blog. So when I come down here, just like in, again, all of the selections that you would see when you're composing an email, you have things like type and put attachments in and stuff like that. You have these little icons. If you hover over them, you can see it gives you a description of what they are. These are some of the font changes and things. This would be a link if I wanted to insert a link to some other website or some other file. Here is insert image. So I can insert images right here. So that's what I will do. I'll click on insert image, and it asks where do you want to do it from. And this is why you organize everything so beautifully in the folder on your computer, because you're going to upload them from your computer. So now it's going to go ahead and give me the options to choose from where I want to get my pictures from. Again, very similar to the way you would find an attachment if you were attaching a photo to an email. So I choose upload, and now I just navigate. I go to find where that folder happens to be. So I'm gonna scroll down here and I'm gonna look for Blogger Demo, which is the main folder that I used. And then I look for my folder here. You're just going to have your 5 characteristics, but I had all of those. Now, I've got all my pictures, so I can select. Now, I can select one at a time and keep hitting upload, or I can select one and I can hold down the shift key and select multiples. This is a universal key command. In other words, this is a universal way to select multiple things in a computer. Is you click on one, hold the shift key, that's the shift key to make things capital on a keyboard, and then you select the sort of the bottom of it, and it highlights everything. You don't have to select the bottom, you could just select 2 if you wanted to, right? If I didn't select shift, if I just selected clicked on things, it would just select one at a time. That's not holding shift. If I hold shift, you see I can select many. Most of you know that already, but I just like to be thorough sometimes. Then I'll hit upload. And now what it's doing is just what it sounds like. It's uploading the images to Blogger. So they're bringing them into the system. Depending on the size of these images, how many you selected, it'll take a bit of time for it to do it. Now, don't mistake this as bringing them into your posting. This is just kind of bringing them into Blogger in general. So it's kind of like you're bringing them into the building, but you're not bringing them into the room. So they're sort of gaining access. Again, it looks like I'm going kind of slow here with the upload, even though these files aren't very big. By the way, you should be looking at JPEGs for your files to upload. If for some reason you have been shooting in some other format, you need to get with me and I'll help you reformat those images. But you should be shooting in a JPEG format for your pictures. Okay, so I have all of the pictures now, and now I get to select which ones I want to put up. So if I am good on all of the images that I want to do, I will select all of them. Now, here's the thing. What I'm going to ask you to do is to do this upload process that I'm showing you right now. Do it one at a time for each of the 5 characteristics. So do this process, do the add image upload for direction. Then click on the image again and do the upload again for the next one, intensity, and so on. I'll demonstrate that, but we're going to do it one at a time. I don't want you to upload all the images all at once. That can be kind of a mess. So now we have all of them selected, and we're going to hit, they're blue, hit select. And so now it's going to give us a layout. Here's the thing, we only have to do this once the first time. After we've done it once, you won't have to click on these things again. So what we want to do is choose a layout, and everyone, I want you to choose medium, okay? Everyone choose medium. And then as far as the alignment, I want everyone to choose center for the alignment, center alignment. Why I want everyone to do it this way is so that all the images are consistent. It's easier for us to navigate our blog if everyone's images are formatted the same way. So that's what we're all going to use. Medium layout, center alignment. We can later on click on the image and make it bigger and be able to see it while we're viewing. But as far as the general display, it's going to be at medium size, center alignment. We hit OK. And so now it's going to show us what the images look like, or in this case, not. As you can see here, I've got this jumble of hieroglyphics. Now, this can sometimes happen, and don't worry. You didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. What this is a different way to see it. This is a code way to see the images. And it's a very simple correction, or it's a very simple way to toggle this to another view. I did this deliberately to make sure that you would see this. So over here, right here, is where you can check and go from HTML view, which is the code, to compose. And compose gives you the images. So if while you're doing this and you set it up and it looks like this first, don't freak out. You didn't do anything wrong. Just come over to this little sort of, I guess, separate parentheses here. Click. You'll see it's on HTML view. Click on compose view and you have your pictures there. No problem. All right. So now we have our pictures. The pictures are, you know, in no particular, they're in the order in which you numbered them, which is exactly why I titled them before I uploaded them, because they are uploading them according to their number. So for instance, I made this direction 2. So number 2 is loaded up at the top. So it's going to go 2, 3, 4. So I can actually decide what order they're viewed in before I upload. Now I will want to add a title to the posting itself. So I have a title to the posting, I'm sorry, a title to the images as I go. So I have a title to the posting. However, down below within here, I need to identify what this grouping of images will be. So if I click here right before, it's just like any other sort of a text insert. It's a cursor that gets insert. You can see it's blinking. I can hit a couple of spaces here and then come up to the top and click. So it's just like interfacing with any kind of type tool, Word or a text tool or whatnot. And I can type in whatever I want. So I'm going to type in the word direction. Direction. And then now I can choose to format it how I would like. Now here, there's no real rules for you. I mean, you can choose what you like. I'm just going to choose some basic stuff like Helvetica. That always works. No one's going to yell at you for doing Helvetica. It's basically vanilla ice cream of typefaces. So here I have direction. Maybe I made it bold. That looks pretty good to me. So now I have direction. Now, if when you put in the type, it happened to be not centered either, sometimes it can wind up way over here, looking like this when you first type it in. That's okay. It just means that it didn't get centered along with everything else. You just come up to the type interface here and select center. Sometimes you just have to kind of poke around a little bit to find what you're looking for, but that's what this video is about, to sort of show you where all the buttons are. Okay, so now that I have that set up, I just need to now identify what the pictures are. So if you see, I can click on each picture. And when I do that, it gives me these little choices here. So when I select this image, I should be able to now select the toggle caption and add what's called a caption to the image, which essentially connects a phrase. I can type a little phrase in there that's connected to this photograph. So when I select that, it shows add caption right here, which I can in fact do. So if this happens to be my direction position number 2, then I would say direction, maybe underscore position 2. And just like before, I can choose the different font types and so on and so forth. So I can make it there, and I can make it bold if I want. I can even change the color if I want to change the color to something like a red. So there's that one. I can choose this one now, and I can hit add caption, and I can hit direction underscore position. Let's see, position. My fingers aren't working today. 03, something like that. And again, highlight it. Spell it correctly here. Again, my fingers don't seem to be working very well today. Do another underscore here. Why am I doing underscores? When you're typing text on a computer, especially in computer software, it's good to get into the habit of using underscores instead of spaces. It's just a kind of a convention that works so that the computer does not mistaken a space for something else. So once more, I'm going to type in here, add the caption, direction, underscore, position 4. Okay, so there you can kind of get the idea now, right? Where we're having the text color, change the text color, change the font type. So here I'm just doing the same things over and over again to kind of demonstrate that. Now, let's just say now that I have all of the ones in there. Now I'll hit a couple of spaces down like that. So I've got all of the direction put in there. Now I'm ready to do intensity, right? So again, I'm going to come up to where it shows insert image, and I'm going to click on insert image, and I'm going to go to upload from computer. And so I would then again go to choose files, as I did before, and I'm going to navigate once again to where I need to go. So I'll select the desktop where I had my folder, and I'll go looking for the 5 characteristics folder. And let's just again pretend that these are the intensity photos, right? They're the same photos, but let's just say that they're intensity. I'll hit upload. And so they will upload. I will then select the ones that I want to upload for intensity, which should be all of them. If you've numbered them in the proper way, then that would be good. And so voila, now I have all of these images uploaded just as they should be. For some reason, this one came in the wrong spot. Let's figure that one out. Come down here. Insert the image. All I did was it came in wrong, so I'm going to upload it again. I'm not exactly sure why it came in wrong, but sometimes I don't argue, I just do it again. So I deleted that one photo that came in sort of small, as you saw. And so now I'm going to select it again and select. It should come in the right size. I'm not sure why it's coming in smaller. So I'm just going to manually make it bigger. That's odd. It shouldn't be doing that. So if it happens to you guys, let me know. Okay. Now I have this intensity. So now, again, I select a cursor right up above it, and I can type the word intensity. You know what? Now I know why it did what it did. I made this mistake. Hey, making mistakes is good, because now I can help you guys out, because this is what I did improperly. I am still in the caption mode. I'm still in this mode typing a caption for this guy. That's why. There we are. So yeah, I was still in caption mode. That's why they were coming in sort of weird. I was still selected on typing in this caption when I hit return and then uploaded. So I was actually uploading photographs as a caption. And that's kind of strange. So anyway, I'm coming over here to the image now. You can see it's blocking. Now I'm selecting, and you can see it's over here on the side. And again, I want to go ahead and format these to the center alignment. And then I can type intensity. Format it to the center. Make it the same as the other ones, just for consistency. Hopefully that made sense. What I did again was I mistakenly typed in direction under direction, instead of breaking out of the caption mode, which is what I was in typing here. I just hit return. So I was adding new photographs to a caption, which I didn't know you could do, but that's kind of cool. But that's not what we wanted to do. We wanted to come back up to the image itself and hit return. all this stuff is fine if I do this while I'm talking, because if I make the mistake, it's likely that you might make a mistake. Or if I do it, then you'll see, oh, that can happen. Okay, so now I have the word intensity. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to upload from the computer, choose files. I'll choose all the images again, hit upload. It's selecting all of the images, and I select, and it still made this photo small, but I'm not sure why it did that. It's making the image smaller. It should not be that way, but there we go. For some reason it was not, as you can see, I hit the manual here. It was not bringing it in as medium. Let's see if these are bringing them in as medium. Yeah, these are medium, but for some reason that one didn't come in as medium. So again, a lesson. So if it didn't come in as anything, you can go to the tool and hit medium. Update. Okay, so now I have intensity. Now I'll select here and start doing the captions for each image. So in this case, for intensity, I'm going to want to do the word intensity and underscore, and then I'm going to do what ratio it is. So let's say this one is 1 to 4. So that's the one that is. And again, I'll make the decision about the characteristics of it, Helvetica, and I'll make the color the red, and I'll make it bold again. And so now I have intensity 1 to 4. Again, I come down here, I add the word intensity, underscore, let's say this one was 1 to 8, something like that. Oops. 1 to 8. That's a colon, by the way, 1:8. Then we go here, we choose Helvetica, which this already is. That's nice. Choose the red, go with bold. And now they're all formatting to be looking the same, so on and so forth. So that's how we're uploading the images. It is pretty much rinse and repeat from here. Is you're just continuing to type in. Let's say that this one is 1 to 2 for some reason, 1 to 2. So we're typing in just the ratios that we used for intensity. That is the ratio 1 always being the key light, and then the second number is what the fill light happened to be. So that's it. Once you've finished all 5 of them, entering in all 5 of them, then you can hit preview. And preview just gives you a vision of what your posting will look like when it's live. So this is not, you haven't published anything. You can see it says preview right here. So you can see I have the word direction, and you can see I've got everything set up, direction position 2, okay, direction position 3, direction position 4, so on and so forth. Intensity. Okay, so why am I insisting you guys do it this way? The reason we're formatting this way is so that it's easily navigated. We want others to be able to find your stuff very easily. I want you to be able to identify what you're doing, so when others are looking at your photographs, they know what they're looking at. It also demonstrates your understanding of the project itself. So by being able to understand this is intensity project 1 to 4, meaning you understood that you were setting up a 1 to 4 ratio between the key light and the fill light. That tells me you understood, at least on that level, what it was that you were doing. On the temperature, of course, you're going to put what the white balance was, the white balance of the camera, and then the temperature of the light. So white balance of the camera might have been the sun or daylight, and your temperature might have been 55K or 5500K. You might have clouds, 5500K, because you went through all of the different settings on your camera. Then you might have clouds at 3200K. Those combinations is what you would put in for temperature. For contrast, which was the reflectors, that's a bit different because it's not really necessary that we have those kinds of specifics for the reflectors. We know that we have a key light and we have a reflector. That's pretty much all we need to know. So you could just put in, for instance, contrast number 1, contrast number 2, contrast number 3. So that would be for the contrast. Hardness, which is the one where you're using the diffusers over the light, that you do want to identify, where you have the 2 hard lights, which with no diffuser over them. You want to identify when you have diffuser over the key light, no diffuser over the fill. So you could say diffused key, hard fill. You could do hard key, diffused fill, and then diffused fill, hard, diffused key. So that's the 3 different scenarios that you were asked to do, where one of the lights was diffused, the other one wasn't, then you reverse that, and then both of them are diffused. We just want to identify which is which when you're doing those. That's pretty much it. So now that that's done, you can come up here and click out of the preview. If you're very happy with this, you're saying, okay, everything's good. You got the title up here, all the images are in, you put the captions in, then you'll hit publish. Now it's going to say this will publish your posting. Are you sure you want to do that? If you've already been good, you can say confirm. Now, by doing this, it's publishing it and everyone else will be able to see it. It doesn't mean you can't edit it. If you've done something and you still need to edit it, you can always go back and edit your posting. Your own posting can be edited for yourself. So you can always click back into it, as I just did. So I'm in the new posting here in the blog, and I can hit, you know, the posting, and I can just click on it, and there it is. If I want to view the posting on the blog, how it is appearing live on the blog, I choose my posting here, and I hit view, and it'll take me right to the blog, and it will show me what it looks like live. This is what everybody else is going to see. So there you go. You can see I'm live on the blog right now, showing me what everyone else will see when they see it. So that's how you'll post to Blogger. I know this was a longer video, but I presume you'll stop and start it as you go, and you'll be able to navigate it. It's not all that complicated. I just wanted to make sure you understood every little detail as you go through. Once you do it for the first time, it'll be pretty straightforward. The second time you do it, certainly after the second time you do it, you'll be an old hand at it. It won't be any trouble for you at all. It'll seem really super easy. Let me just go back here. So that is basically what I wanted to show you on how to post to blog. And when you have questions, you can certainly ask me. We'll help you get this all uploaded. I will presume we have little glitches the first time we do our posting to Blogger, but we'll work it out, and we'll keep moving forward. So I will see you guys in the studio, and have a good time shooting. Bye.